Hi, everyone. Welcome to Daytime, presented by California Closets. I'm Maggie Rodriguez.
And I'm Stephanie Stanton.
So good to have you here. A friend and a true professional. Stephanie, you may recognize her from MSNBC. She covers the news here in Florida. Never a dull moment when you're a Florida reporter, right?
Yeah, never a dull moment indeed.
What kind of things do you cover for MSNBC?
It could be anything going on in Florida. One of the more emotional things I covered recently was the aftermath of Hurricane Ian. So being on the ground there in Fort Myers right after it happened, seeing that devastation firsthand. I mean, really, there are no words to describe what that looked like. It was like a movie.
I drove through and I was just on I-75. I didn't even go into the towns. And just from the highway to see the trees blown off and the signs, I was like, and then I saw the pictures on the news. It's just devastating.
Yeah, and it's so heartbreaking to see that up close and personal.
I know. I can imagine. So when you're not doing that, you're in a studio hosting a show, right?
Yes, it's a home studio. I host a digital show called First Look ETF. It's in partnership with the New York Stock Exchange. So it's a business news show profiling the latest fund launches on the New York Stock Exchange, and it's been really great. I've learned so much.
Very cool. And you juggle all of that with mom life, 2 kids.
Oh yeah, you rescued me from Carline today as well.
You're welcome again.
You see there, my son is 13, my daughter's 6. There's my lovely husband, Mark. And yeah, they keep me really busy. I'm in the throes of it right now, as you probably know.
I feel
we've got sporting activities, clubs, you name it. So, but it's great. I love it.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
So excited.
It's going to be a fun show, and we're going to start with another mom,
yes,
a well-known TV host who's written a book inspired by her bedtime rituals with her son. It's also a tribute to her late husband. Tell Me Your Dreams is a heartwarming children's picture book meant to help kids fall asleep peacefully and dream big.
The author is Amanda Klutz. You may recognize her as one of the hosts of The Talk. She's also mom to a toddler, and she joins us to tell us more about her new book. Hi, Amanda. It is so great to see you.
It's so great to see you too. Thank you so much.
So I love the idea of this book and how it came to be. And I understand that your 3-year-old son, Elvis, was the inspiration behind it.
He absolutely was the inspiration.
Yeah, I've seen some interviews that you've done about your dreams with Nick. Can you share more about those with us?
Oh, they've been, I've only had 3, but they've been absolutely beautiful, just like heartwarming. I mean, dreams that feel like Nick is right there with me, right beside me all the time.
Amanda Klutz, thank you. We really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you so much. Look for Tell Me Your Dreams wherever books are sold.
Daytime, we'll be right back. Coming up on Daytime, my co-host Stephanie Stanton and I play a game of Split Second.
Pick a pair of siblings from pro sports.
Plus the stars of Big Door Prize.
Welcome back to Daytime. It is a go for season 2 of the Apple TV Plus series, The Big Door Prize.
The comedy tells the story of a small town forever changed when a mysterious machine appears in the general store and reveals the residents' true potential.
I want to guess everybody's Morphle card.
Oh, that's not
clear these glasses.
Okay, well,
Congrats on being renewed for season 2, guys. You are getting rave reviews for this show. I mean, that's got to feel good.
feels fantastic. It's really nice. I'm getting texts. Hey, man, it's actually really funny. You're like, oh, thanks. I appreciate that,
This is set in the town of Deerfield. You guys actually taped this in Georgia?
Yep. We're in Georgia.
If you're desperate enough to believe in an oracle, then you are desperate enough to fall for the oracle.
Whoa, that is amazing. Chris O'Dowd, Josh Segarra, thank you so much. Super intriguing show.
Yeah,
Makes you probably
I love
ask
it.
yourself a lot of questions. You can watch the Big Door Prize on Apple TV+.
And Daytime, we'll be right back.
The king of game shows, Monty Hall, had show concepts so great we had to bring them back. One of those shows is Split Second.
The host is comedian and actor John Michael Higgins, and he's always ready to bring the funny. He joins us now. So great to have you. Hi, Michael. It's great to have you here on Daytime.
Thank you, ladies. Nice to be here. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Okay, break it down for us, because this is a revamp of a very popular game show back in the day. But what is fresh about this concept?
Well, the concept is, as you described, it's Monty Hall, the great Canadian game show host, developed it in the 70s, and it really does work like a house on fire. It's by the end, I was like, wow, that was just came out of nowhere, because that's the way the format works. In the third round, really, anything can happen in the third round. So basically, is what it is.
Okay. Well, luckily, we're going to collaborate, and we're going to keep it, as stress-free as possible. So it's not going to be your version, but thanks for the advice.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Michael.
You're welcome.
And you can watch Split Second on the Game Show Network.
All right, it is our turn to give it a go. So I thought that we would run a clip. We have a lot of clips, so we're going to run a clip of some of the trivia questions, and we'll stop right before they reveal the answer and work together to try to find the answer.
Okay.
You
All
in?
right. Yes, I've had my coffee.
All right, let's go with the first one.
Pick a pair of siblings from pro sports and tell me their last name. The NBA's Stephen and Seth, the NFL's Cecil and Cam, NASCAR's Kurt and Kyle.
I know the first one, Curry.
Okay.
The NFL's
Kurt
Cecil
and Kyle.
I have to put on my glasses.
Is that Bush?
Is it? I don't know. We'll see. And then the third one, the NFL's Cecil and Cam. Oh my gosh, I don't know any NFL players.
I know.
Cam Newton?
Oh, Cam Newton.
All right.
Yep.
That's it. Those are our guesses. Let's see the answers.
Okay.
Stephen and Seth Curry.
Yes. Sarah?
Kurt and Kyle Busch.
Yes. And Eric?
Cecil and Cam Newton.
Indeed. Well done.
We got them, and in the same order they got them. That's so exciting. All right, let's roll another one.
Okay.
Pick one and tell me if it's a legendary monster or a Taco Bell menu item. Chalupa, chupacabra, gordita.
I got this.
I got this.
This is right up my alley.
Easy,
Can you do the
easy.
first? Let's alternate. You go first.
Okay. Taco Bell.
Is chalupa. Chupacabra is a monster.
Yep. And Gordita is Taco Bell.
Boom. We are convinced. Final answer. Wait,
like
that's a
it.
different game.
Chupacabra. It is a legendary monster.
It is. And Elisa?
Chalupa, a Taco Bell menu item.
It is. And Ashley?
Gordita Taco Bell.
A Taco Bell menu item.
Nice.
We
All
should go
right.
on this show.
We should. I think we would nail it.
All right, we have time for one more. Let's do another one.
All right, for the next question, for each famous company, tell me what their initials stand for. KFC, AT&T, CVS.
Okay. All right.
I only know for sure KFC.
Okay, yes, I know
Kentucky
that.
Fried Chicken.
Yep. Okay, AT&T. This is interesting because it used to be American Telephone and Telegraph, I believe, but it might be American Telephone and Technology. Did they change it?
American
I don't
Telephone.
know.
Okay, CVS.
You know, it's funny. We should know
Customers
this.
Value Service. Total guess.
Oh my gosh, I can't even guess.
Go ahead.
KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yes, Chad.
AT&T, Atlantic Telecommunications, and
That was
Telephone.
beautiful. It was completely wrong. It's American Telephone and Telegraph. And how about you, Terry?
CVS is Coates Very Special today.
You got it. No, that's not right at all. It's Consumer Value Stores.
I was
you were
close.
close.
Nice job on AT&T.
Thank you. Well, in full disclosure, we come from a long legacy of AT&T families. My grandmother worked there.
Really?
My dad worked there. My cousin worked there, like years back.
That
so.
came in very handy.
Yeah, but I thought they changed it to technology, but I guess not.
Now you know. And like we said, you can play along when you watch Split Second on the Game Show Network.
We'll be right back.
Coming up on Daytime, my guest co-host is TV personality Stephanie Stanton, and she's joining me for Maggie and the Moms. No, I get it. What about you?
I mean, I try not to be a helicopter parent. Fortunately, my son, who's 13, he's a bit of a rule follower. So
that's
he's
a
not
great
as,
thing.
he's not as much of a risk taker as my daughter. On the other hand, so I mean,
How old is she?
She's 6.5.
Oh my.
Yeah. So I think for us, we have a pool, and that has been my stress point. We never had a pool before moving here a few years ago, so I've been very careful with the pool. Fortunately, now They're both pretty good swimmers, but she, still doesn't, that life jacket, if we go on the water, on the boat, or she is definitely all about that life jacket.
Yeah, and is now really a good time to add more. Let's start with you, Stephanie, because I'm sure you're in the thick of it. What's your rule of thumb for extracurriculars?
I am in the thick of it all. It's interesting that you bring this up because we're having a bit of a struggle right now because my son needs to be active. With the pandemic, he was very inactive. He had his growth spurt. He's doing great, but I want him to stay active. So we signed up for swimming. He doesn't really love it. So now we're kind of having that struggle, and I don't know what to do because it's like kind of right now mom forcing to continue even though he's like, Mom, I don't really like it. Okay, then bring me another activity to replace it with, but he hasn't really done that. So his activity, if he had a choice, would probably be to be on his computer playing Roblox. Right. So kind of finish it out a little bit. Like, yeah, I agree with you. Like if we've signed this up, my rule is like we've committed to this, so let's at least see it through. If you don't want to re-sign, that's another thing. But the whole quitting in the middle, like I do have an issue with that as well.
Yeah.
It's been 30 years since the standoff in Waco, Texas between federal agents and members of a religious sect called the Branch Davidians, who believed that their leader, David Koresh, was a prophet. Nearly 80 people died, including children.
A new series called Waco, The Aftermath, looks at what happened after the siege was over, when the survivors were arrested and put on trial, and the question arose, who really was to blame?
And again, talks about the effects and the phenomenon that's occurred in the last 30 years from those two events.
Yeah, and you play Dan Cogdell. He is still around. He was involved with the project. Tell me what that was like to play him. And I know that he's been talking a lot, tweeting about you. And
oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen any of that. Well, I mean, it was just really, for me, a privilege, crazier than the hippies.
Very cool.
Thank you so much, Giovanni. It's great to have you with us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
And be sure to watch Waco, The Aftermath on Paramount Plus with Showtime.
Up next, the woman behind a rap icon, a look at the docuseries about Tupac and his mother. Daytime will be right back.
Welcome back to Daytime. I'm Stephanie Stanton, filling in for Farron today. The hip-hop artist Tupac is known around the world as one of the greatest musicians of all time. But behind every good man is a good woman, and that woman was his mom.
Tupac's mother, Afeni Shakur, was a feminist darling in the 70s. She was a thought leader. She was a revolutionary. And we learn more about her and her influence on Tupac and subsequently the whole country as a whole in a new 5-part docuseries called Dear Mama.
I'm most like my mom because I'm arrogant, totally arrogant.
Yeah, it is an incredible song. I mean, the song itself is iconic. Jamal, you are a former Black Panther. You're also Tupac's godfather. What does this project mean to you, and how did it all come together?
I've known Afeni since I was 15.
He helped us get our first film made. And so it was a full circle moment for me, knowing all that I know, the power of cinema to bring it to this medium. Yep.
We look forward to seeing it. Alan, Jamal, thank you. Dear Mama premieres Friday, April 21st at 10 on FX and streaming next day on Hulu.
We'll be right back.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Daytime, presented by California Closets. I'm Maggie Rodriguez.
And I'm Stephanie Stanton, filling in for Farron. Thanks so much for joining us. An 11-year-old who's passionate about the planet and nature is taking us with her on a worldwide adventure as she learns from conservationists.
Brooke Carter comes face-to-face with pythons, feeds meerkats, even watches as a lion is relocated on her show, Wild Wonders with Brooke, on Earth X TV.
No, you're braver than us, Brooke. Tell us a little bit more about the show and how you got interested in working with wild animals.
It all started when I was 3 years old.
Yeah, that is all great advice, Brooke. Before we go, what do you want to be when you grow up, or have you already found it? Will you stick with this?
I really want to carry on this TV show for as long as possible, but ever since I was 4 and 5, I've always had my heart and my mind set on a helicopter, a wildlife helicopter pilot.
Brooke, do you have a favorite animal or a type of animal that you like?
But my favorite would probably be my horse, Honey Bear.
Aw.
Thank you so much, Brooke.
Yeah, thank you so much, Brooke. And I really want to get up and close with a sloth. They look so
They
adorable.
look so adorable.
I love them.
You have plenty of time to catch one.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Brooke, thank you so much. And you can watch Wild Wonders with Brooke on EarthX TV. Welcome back to Daytime. Before we go, we have some very important things to discuss. Apparently, Maggie is now a Swiftie.
Yes.
We had recently had Taylor Swift here in the Tampa area. She's making her way to Houston now, but you had the privilege of going.
I've been talking about this a lot on the show. I always liked her music, but mainly I was going to take my daughter and her friends.
Right.
There I am in the merch line.
Yep.
Buying
you
overpriced
can't not
stuff.
buy something when you go to a concert, especially with young kids. I don't know how your daughters are, but my kids, I mean, they beg me for everything.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't buy anything for myself. So
that's
hi,
awesome.
Michelle.
Hey,
She's
Michelle.
I don't know what a daytime fan would be. A daytime ifty? A daytime sifty?
Yeah, a daytimer. A daytimer.
Daytimer.
Yep.
There you go.
There you go.
Thank you, Michelle, for being that.
You know what's interesting too? I've been reading a lot about it. This tour breaking records, especially this appearance here.
Oh yeah.
I mean, RJ Stadium. I mean, you know, roughly selling out 150 to 200,000 over the 3-day period, and I mean. These ticket sales are surpassing greats like U2. I mean, David Bowie. Hats off to Taylor and the Swifties. This is incredible.
So after we did the merch, we went back to our seats. I hung out with our producer, Whit, from Daytime. He sat with us as well. Hey, Whit.
Oh, absolutely. And the Swifties and Taylor bringing the money more than anyone's wildest dreams. This tour, from what I understand, is expected to bring in $600 million in ticket sales, but also a great boon to the local economies in the cities in which she plays. Tampa alone, millions in hotel rooms, you know, restaurant revenue, all the people in town here and all the cities. So hats off to Taylor.
That's our show for today. Thank you so much for watching. Stephanie, did you have a good time?
Absolutely, of course. Thank you so much for having me. This has been so much fun, and it's always great to be here with you.
You're welcome, and we'll have more fun tomorrow. I know you'll be joining us again, so tell us what's next on the next Daytime.
Well, coming up on the next Daytime, presented by California Closets, an 11-year-old conservationist with her own show will be joining us.
Have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.